Hi everyone and welcome back to another trivia quiz game show edition. Pause the video now, it is an idea to grab pen and paper, both to write down your answers and keep note of your score. And please remember to post your scores in the comments below at the end of the video. The aim of the game is to score 40 or more points in the first 5 rounds and then take on the dreaded Eliminator. There's a total of 135 points available today and a score of over 65 is good, but a score of over 85 is excellent. Good luck, let's crack on with the quiz. Round 1 is your round on art and literature. 2 points for a correct answer before the options appear, 1 point after they appear. Question 1 for 2 points. Disney commissioned which British artist to create an artwork inspired by Mickey Mouse in 2012? And for 1 point, was that Banksy, Damien Hirst or David Hockney? That was Damien Hirst. Question 2 for 2 points. Which classic period novel features the character Elizabeth Bennet? And for 1 point, is that Jane Eyre, Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility? The correct answer is Pride and Prejudice. Question 3 for 2 points. Which author won the 2024 Booker Prize for her novel Orbital? And for 1 point, was that Anne Michaels, Rachel Kushner or Samantha Harvey? It was Samantha Harvey. Question 4 for 2 points. Auguste Rodin is best known for what type of artwork? Is he best known for frescoes, paintings or sculptures? He is best known for sculptures. Question 5 for 2 points. Who illustrated the original Winnie the Pooh books by A.A. Milne? And for 1 point, was that Ernest Shepard, Maurice Sendak or Quentin Blake? They were illustrated by Ernest Shepard. Question 6 for 2 points. What do the letters RR stand for in the author's name, George R.R. Martin? And for 1 point, is it Raymond Richard, Robert Roy or Ronald Rowland? They stand for Raymond Richard. Question 7 for 2 points. The Sherlock Holmes stories are primarily narrated by which character? And for 1 point, are they narrated by Dr. John Watson, Inspector Lestrade or Sherlock Holmes? They are narrated by Dr. John Watson. Question 8 for 2 points. Which French author wrote the novel Madame Bovary in 1856? And for 1 point, was that Émile Zola, Gustave Flaubert or Victor Hugo? And the correct answer here is Gustave Flaubert. Question 9 for 2 points. Which celestial figure is depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's painting Salvator Mundi? And for 1 point, is that the Archangel Gabriel, Jesus Christ or St. John the Baptist? It is Jesus Christ. Question 10 for 2 points. Which American author wrote the mystery thriller Tell No One? And for 1 point, was that Harlan Coben, James Patterson or John Grisham? It was authored by Harlan Coben. Round 2 is your round on sport. Same scoring rules apply. Question 11 for 2 points. A biathlon is a winter sport that combines which two sports? And for 1 point, is that alpine skiing and rifle shooting, freestyle skiing and laser tag, or slalom skiing and archery? And the correct answer is alpine skiing and rifle shooting. Question 12 for 2 points. On how many separate occasions did Muhammad Ali win the World Heavyweight Boxing title? And for 1 point, did he win it twice, 3 times, or 4 times? He won it on 3 separate occasions. Question 13 for 2 points. At which golf course are the Masters being held this weekend? And for 1 point, is that at Augusta, Pebble Beach, or Shadow Creek? The Masters are being held at Augusta. Question 14 for 2 points. In which country will the 2025 World Athletics Diamond League finals be held? And for 1 point, will they be held in China, Switzerland, or the United States? They will be held in Zurich in Switzerland. Question 15 for 2 points. On what type of surface are the French Open Tennis Championships played? And for 1 point, are they played on clay, grass, or hard courts? They are played on clay courts. Question 16 for 2 points. Which football team won the English Carabao Cup final in March this year? And for 1 point, was that Liverpool FC, Manchester City, or Newcastle United? And the correct answer was Newcastle United. Question 17 for 2 points. In what year was the National Basketball Association founded after a merger of the Basketball Association of America and the National Basketball League? And for 1 point, was that in 1939, 49, or 59? It was founded in 1949. Question 18 for 2 points. In men's field lacrosse, how many players are on the field per team at one time? And for 1 point, is that 8, 10, or 12 players? And the correct answer is 10 players. Question 19 for 2 points. The America's Cup is a competition in which sport? And for 1 point, is that in canoeing, rowing, or sailing? It is a sailing competition. And question 20 for 2 points. Which popular South Asian team sport involves players raiding the opposing team's half while chanting continuously to avoid being tackled? And for 1 point, is that kabaddi, kho-kho, or sepak takraw? It is kabaddi. Moving on to round 3, it is around the world. Same scoring rules apply. Question 21 for 2 points. Which country has the most active volcanoes? And for 1 point, is that Indonesia, Japan, or the United States? And it is Indonesia. Question 22 for 2 points. Which country uses the dram as its currency? And for 1 point, is that Armenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, or Georgia? And the correct answer is Armenia. Question 23 for 2 points. Can you identify this African country's flag? And for 1 point, is that Mozambique, Zambia, or Zimbabwe's flag? It is the flag of Zimbabwe. Question 24 for 2 points. In which European city would you be in if you were visiting Park Güell, which is designed by Antoni Gaudi? And for 1 point, would you be in Barcelona, Madrid, or Seville? You would be visiting Barcelona. Question 25 for 2 points. What, at 5,956 metres, is the highest mountain peak in Canada? And for 1 point, is that King Peak, Mount Logan, or Mount Steele? It is Mount Logan. Question 26 for 2 points. Which US city has the nickname the Golden City thanks to the gold rush of the 19th century? And for 1 point, is that Sacramento, San Diego, or San Francisco? That is San Francisco. Question 27 for 2 points. Which city would you be visiting if you were visiting Bondi Beach? And for 1 point, would you be visiting Brisbane, Melbourne, or Sydney? You would be visiting Sydney. Question 28 for 2 points. Which country would you be in if you were visiting the Cape of Good Hope? And for 1 point, would that be Chile, India, or South Africa? You would be in South Africa. Question 29 for 2 points. Georgetown is the capital city of which South American country? And for 1 point, is that Bolivia, Guyana, or Suriname? Georgetown is the capital of Guyana. Question 30 for 2 points. The Principality of Andorra is bordered by France and which other European country? And for 1 point, is that Italy, Spain, or Switzerland? It is bordered by France and Spain. Round 4 is your entertainment round. Same scoring rules apply. Question 31 for 2 points. Which Australian crime drama features the life and times of Sydney nightclub mogul John Ibrahim? And for 1 point, is that Last King of the Cross, The Strip, or Underbelly? And the correct answer here is Last King of the Cross. Question 32 for 2 points. Which fictional HBO show is in its 3rd season and follows the lives of guests and staff at a luxury resort over a week? And for 1 point, is that Big Little Lies, 9 Perfect Strangers, or The White Lotus? It is The White Lotus. Question 33 for 2 points. What is the title of Guy Ritchie's new 2025 crime drama series starring Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren? And for 1 point, is that Gangs of London, Mobland, or The Gentleman? His new show is called Mobland. Question 34 for 2 points. Which actor played the role of Roman Roy in the HBO drama series Succession? And for 1 point, was that Brian Cox, Kieran Culkin or Nicholas Braun? It was Kieran Culkin. Question 35 for 2 points. Can you name the British actor that starred in the TV series Prime Target and the film Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy in 2025? And for 1 point, was that Jack Lowden, Joe Cole or Leo Woodall? It was Leo Woodall. Question 36 for 2 points. Can you name the character played by Gary Oldman in the Apple TV spy thriller series Slow Horses? And for 1 point, is that Harry Palmer, Jackson Lamb or Martin Bishop? He plays the role of Jackson Lamb. Question 37 for 2 points. Which actor reprises the role of Matt Murdock in Marvel's reboot Daredevil Born Again? And for 1 point, is that Charlie Cox, Chris Evans or Tom Holland? And the correct answer is Charlie Cox. Question 38 for 2 points. Which actor stars as Hub Halloran, a murdered bounty hunter in Amazon Prime's new show The Bondsman? And for 1 point, is that Ethan Hawke, Kevin Bacon or Willem Dafoe? He is played by Kevin Bacon. Question 39 for 2 points. Which Apple TV series centres around employees of the fictional company Lumen Industries? And for 1 point, is that Black Mirror, Devs or Severance? And it is the TV show Severance. And lastly in this round, question 40. Can you name the pictured actor who appeared in the TV show 1000 Blows and Adolescence? And for 1 point, is that Eddie Marsan, Stephen Graham or Toby Jones? And it was Stephen Graham. Moving on to round 5, it is potluck. Same scoring rules apply. Question 41 for 2 points. Which cartoon bird sings I twa puddy twat? And for 1 point, is that Daffy Duck, Tweety Pie or Woody Woodpecker? It was Tweety Pie. Question 42 for 2 points. What is the most common, non-fatal, non-contagious disease in the world? And for 1 point, is that arthritis, eczema or tooth decay? And the correct answer here is tooth decay. Question 43 for 2 points. The Bay of Biscay is part of which larger body of water? And for 1 point, is it the Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea or the North Sea? It is part of the Atlantic Ocean. Question 44. Who were Gaspar, Melchior and Balthazar? And for 1 point, were they the Three Musketeers, the Three Stooges or the Three Wise Men? They were the Three Wise Men. Question 45 for 2 points. What is the largest of the Greek islands? And for 1 point, is that Corfu, Crete or Rhodes? correct answer here is Crete. Question 46. Which European country is the only country to completely surround two other independent countries? And for 1 point, is that Germany, Italy or Switzerland? And the correct answer is Italy, and the countries are San Marino and the Vatican City. Question 47 for 2 points. Beluga caviar comes from what species of fish? And for 1 point, does it come from cod, salmon or sturgeon? It comes from the beluga sturgeon. Question 48 for 2 points. Which European capital city lies on the Manzanares River? And for 1 point, is that Lisbon, Madrid or Rome? It is the city of Madrid. Question 49 for 2 points. What colour does blue litmus paper turn in a highly acidic solution? And for 1 point, does it turn green, purple or red? It turns red. And question 50. What island is home to the large monolithic stone statues known as the Moai? And for 1 point, is that Christmas Island, Easter Island or Fiji? It is Easter Island. Next up, we have a bonus question. 1 point for each correct answer, a maximum of 5 bonus points. There are 11 US states that share a land border with Canada. Can you name 5 of them? How did you do with that? You could have had Alaska, Idaho, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, New Hampshire, New York, North Dakota, Vermont and Washington. Well done if you got all 5 there. Now, if you've made it this far in the quiz and you're enjoying the quiz, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. It really helps YouTube push this video out to a wider audience. So how have you done so far? Have you made it to the eliminator round? 10 quickfire general knowledge questions, no multiple choice options. It's a straightforward 2 points for each correct answer. I will ask all 10 questions, then go through the answers at the end. You start the eliminator with 3 lives. A wrong answer and you lose a life. If you lose all 3 lives, you're eliminated from the game and your score is frozen at that point. If you complete the eliminator with any lives left, you score 10 bonus points. Good luck, let's crack on. Question 51. Which presenter will step down as the principal host of BBC's Match of the Day at the end of this year? Question 52. Riboflavin is another name for which vitamin? Question 53. Nikolai Coster-Waldau portrayed which character in the TV series Game of Thrones? Question 54. Which author created the character Tom Bombadil? Question 55. Queen Elizabeth II is buried at which English castle? Question 56. What nationality was the artist Frida Kahlo? Question 57. What mammal has a bill, webbed feet with claws, lays eggs and is venomous? Question 58. In what century was the Taj Mahal built? Question 59. On which continent would you find the Gobi Desert? And question 60. Can you name the painting by Frans Hals pictured here? How did we do? Do you think you survived the eliminator? Let's find out. The presenter that's going to step down from Match of the Day is Gary Lineker. Riboflavin is also known as vitamin B2. Nikolai Coster-Waldau played Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones. Tom Bombadil was created by J.R.R. Tolkien. Queen Elizabeth II is buried at Windsor Castle. Frida Kahlo is Mexican. And the mammal that has a bill, webbed feet and claws and lays eggs is a duck-billed platypus. The Taj Mahal was built in the 17th century. The Gobi Desert is in Asia. And the painting by Frans Hals was the Laughing Cavalier. Congratulations if you survived the eliminator and beat it. If not, better luck next time. Remember to let me know your score in the comments below. If you enjoyed the quiz, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and why not try out these other quizzes while you're here. Bye for now.